Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Lindgren in for Anna Emanuel tonight. Winter has arrived in full force across much of the Northeast. Our Sonia Ellison reports on the storms.
A storm system that started as snow and turned into heavy rain and winds is likely to cause statewide flooding and power outages through Wednesday, as Governor Kathy Hochul urges New Yorkers to prepare.
Now, over in western New York, central New York, and the North Country, our biggest concern are the high winds. Wind gusts could be as high as 70 miles an hour. That's nearly as strong as a Category 1 hurricane.
Hochul said across the state, 8,800 utility workers and 75 massive generators were pre-positioned in the event of power outages to traffic signals as a result of the strong winds expected here in the southern tier. Elmira has already seen a lot of rain and snow. Locals are preparing for the gusty winds.
Better start dressing like New England.
The 2 to 4 inches of rain expected could melt snow and cause flooding. Hochul says the state DOT and Thruway Authority checked and cleared storm drains and culverts, and digital billboards are lit to warn drivers.
Please stay off the roads. As the saying goes, turn around, don't drown.
Though the wind is more of a risk for our region, citizens are still taking this warning seriously.
Just staying inside.
Wind speeds of 45 miles per hour or greater are expected, making driving conditions very dangerous.
You're necessary personnel, then that's understandable. If not, the old saying, stay home and stay safe.
Locals should secure any outdoor objects they do not want blown away. Expect tree limbs to be blown down and possible power outages. The wind advisory for Chemung, Schuyler, Steuben, and surrounding counties continues until 4 a.m. tomorrow. Sonia Ellison, Big Fox News.
The 2nd Street Rite Aid in Elmira and its pharmacy will close permanently on February 1st, as confirmed by employees. Prescriptions are to be transferred to Elmira's Mount Zor Rite Aid at 209 Mount Zor. Many of the items left at the 2nd Street location are on sale. Rite Aid filed for bankruptcy in mid-October, saying they would continue closing underperforming stores, but did not say how many. Pickup for Wreaths Across America is this Saturday, January 13th at 9 a.m. for Woodlawn National Cemetery. Bath National Cemetery begins its wreath cleanup this Saturday at 10 a.m. No registration is required to participate. Pickup will continue until completed. Bringing a rake or a broom handle is recommended. It's a big week for Donald Trump on the campaign trail and in the courtroom. Closing arguments are set for his civil trial in New York on Thursday. But first up, today he's in a D.C. courtroom as judges weigh whether he has presidential immunity. Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
Former President Donald Trump in court Tuesday morning as federal judges weigh a question never before brought before the courts. Does a president have absolute immunity for his actions in office?
To authorize the prosecution of a president for his official acts would open a Pandora's box from which this nation may never recover.
What kind of world are we living in if, as I understood my friend on the other side to say here, a president orders his SEAL team to assassinate a political rival and resigns, for example, before an impeachment? Not a criminal act.
The decision of the 3-judge panel could halt Mr. Trump's federal trial on election interference charges. The case was set to go to court in March, but is on hold until judges decide the immunity question.
As a president, you have to have immunity. Very simple.
Trump has pleaded not guilty to all charges, posting on Truth Social that he was looking for voter fraud and finding it, calling it his obligation. The judges questioned Trump's legal team on that argument.
I think it's paradoxical to say that his constitutional duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed allows him to violate criminal laws.
A ruling from the judges on the immunity question is expected in a few days or possibly weeks. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
More details emerging today about the hospitalization of Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Officials at the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, where Austin was admitted, revealed that Austin underwent a surgical procedure to treat and cure prostate cancer. The procedure took place at the end of December, and Austin was readmitted to the hospital on New Year's Day due to complications from the procedure. Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder says Austin is still recovering in the hospital, but is in communication with senior staff. Prostate cancer is said to be one of the most common types of cancer among American men, impacting 1 out of every 8 men in the country. Overseas, the fighting grinds on in the Gaza Strip, but there's also plenty of action today on the diplomatic front. Trey Yanks has details from Tel Aviv.
There's lots to talk about, in particular, about the way forward.
As the fighting in Gaza rages on, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is scrambling to get a new ceasefire in place. He arrived in Israel Monday night, the last stop of a diplomatic blitz throughout the Mideast, trying to build support for a political solution that would end the fighting and guarantee Israel's security.
There is a future path that can actually bring lasting peace and security for Israel, that can ensure that October 7th never happens again, and that can bring the region together.
But it won't be easy. Blinken says regional powers have demonstrated a strong desire to help move the peace process forward. But so far, there have been no concrete commitments, and despite hours of meetings on Tuesday, Blinken was unable to get Israeli officials to agree to a new pause in the fighting. One of the main sticking points, the fate of more than 100 hostages still held by Hamas in the Gaza Strip.
We need the help of the U.S. Blinken, we need your urgent help in order to bring our loved ones back home, now alive and safe.
Meanwhile, as the fighting in Gaza turns to the south, Israel claims the conflict has entered a new phase of more focused, targeted strikes. But UN officials on the ground say they've seen no let-up in the intensity of airstrikes and ground battles.
We're seeing this humanitarian catastrophe unfold before our eyes. We're seeing the health system collapse at a very rapid pace.
As the fighting intensifies, Israel is reporting more combat casualties. Over the past 24 hours, at least 9 soldiers have been killed. In Tel Aviv, Trey Yanks, Fox News.
A statue of William Penn is staying in place at a Philadelphia historical site. The National Park Service withdrew a proposal to remove the statue of the man who founded the province of Pennsylvania prior to its eventual statehood. The proposal was part of a wider renovation plan of Philadelphia's Welcome Park. In a statement, the Park Service says the proposal had not gone under a complete review and was released prematurely. The plan to remove the statue also included expanding the telling of Philadelphia's Native American history. The National Park Service did not give a reason for why the statue would have been removed in the proposal. We have your complete forecast coming up next.
Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening. It has been a very active start to our work week. Conditions, though, are easing. We're starting to pull back some of those rain chances as well as those winds. We've been noting, though, early this evening that the wind gust potential has been still getting upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour. But by tomorrow morning, those will be much lighter. Still, though, looking at with these winds causing power outage concerns, travel concerns, as we will note that low temperatures will just flirt with that freezing mark, allowing for this system to end off a little bit on the wintry side. As we are going to note that we're going to talk about just some isolated activity over the next about 48 hours, and that's going to be some mixed precipitation and still even sometimes some stronger winds. But our attention is going to be drawn to that next stronger system that is going to set up to come Friday into Saturday, again with another round of snow transitioning to rain, heavy at times, and dealing with some of those damaging wind gusts. And we'll even continue to stay active with some isolated activity into early next week with the potential of a big cool down. Now here's what we have as we work our way into our Wednesday. Some isolated wintry mixes. We have a high of about 41. We are going to be right with that southwesterly flow that again could potentially produce another round of some of those gusty winds into the afternoon. So keep yourself wary that these winds will almost be a daily concern as we have these active storm systems that continue to sweep through the region. Now here's what we have as we wake up Wednesday morning. We have some sporadic precipitation precipitation, definitely more widespread blue you're seeing there off towards the west. But what we note is that as that moisture continues to lift north, it does fall apart. We're not seeing that we're going to have significant accumulation from that backside of that system, but some wet flakes or even some rain showers definitely will still be possible throughout our Wednesday. And then another weak system that is moving through the Great Lakes will be able to just clip the area during the day on Thursday. Again, if it comes later into the afternoon, temperatures may be warm enough for some rain showers, but it has been staying more of a snow event. So we'll have to keep an eye on that system. Though as we look at the accumulation, it is looking light, both from our backside system here that we're going to take into Wednesday and then that Thursday system. So not expecting any significant concerns again for the near future, but attention will definitely continue to be drawn towards our extended forecast. Wednesday will top off with high temperatures into those lower 40s as we stay under that southerly flow. Again, a little gusty in the afternoon could shake out a few of those areas of some wintry mix. We'll keep that wintry mix chance possible for Thursday with again temperatures climbing into those upper 30s, lower 40s, held underneath overcast skies. And then our attention again drawn to our next storm system there Friday into Saturday, again bringing those 50, 60 mile per hour gusts, and then the potential to see that transition of rain showers, sometimes of some snow showers, wintry mix that will last from Friday night. That arrival is going to be late Friday, taking over Saturday, and then behind that system we are going to be dealing with some of those cooler temperatures.